Hey everybody, RJ here. Before we get into this episode, I just wanted to apologize. This is the first interview I've ever done on the show or just in general for any media project. And I actually goofed up with the audio balancing while we were recording and didn't realize until after we were done with the interview. I accidentally had the volume setting for Ray and I's microphones and Daniel's microphone reversed. So it actually had the settings so that we were a little bit louder than him. That made it a little bit hard to hear, especially if we were talking over him. So I really apologize for that, because I know you guys are here to listen to him talk about his song and all that stuff, and not necessarily us so much. So in the future, if we get any other interviews, I plan on getting that issue resolved so that the balance is much better. But again, I apologize. This is the first time we ever did anything like this. And it was just a big bad goof on my part. I did my best in post to get the balance to sound better, so you guys could hear Daniel better and we weren't quite so loud. So if there's any sort of issues with the audio balance in there, that's 100% on me. And I, again, apologize profusely. But anyways, you guys are here for the interview, so without any further ado, let's get into this episode.
Hello and welcome to the Cedar Country podcast. I'm Ray.
I am RJ. Thank you so much for joining us for this really exciting episode that we've got for you today. On today's episode, we are interviewing up-and-coming Norwegian-born country music artist Daniel Borge about his upcoming single, Time, which will be dropping this Friday, May 28th, 2021 on all platforms. If you want to pre-save the song on your favorite streaming service, there's going to be a link below in the episode description.
And believe me, you're going to want to. It's definitely worth it.
It is a very good song. We really love the song, a lot. So anyways, without further ado, this is our interview with Daniel. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us today. Today we have a very special guest with us. His name is Daniel Borge, right? Am I right with how this pronounced? Yeah, I got it first try. I found an interview that you did before and watched a little bit of it and got to where you said your name. I was like, aha, there it is. That's how you say it.
Yeah.
But we're very excited to have you with us. And we're just I'm super excited. When Rachel got in touch with us with the song, I played it and I was like, this is the one. This goes on my playlist of my favorites.
Yeah, you have a very good sound. It's really good.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's a world to hear from you guys. I'm from Norway.
Yeah. Yeah. The weird thing was when I got the email, I actually I didn't make that connection at first because I saw that in the email, but my mind got that mixed up a little bit with there's a small town in Upper Canada called Norland, and I had the two mixed up, so I was like, oh, Canadian country artists, and I listened, and that was after listening to the song, and then she was like, he's several hours ahead, and I was like, oh, Norway. I was like, whoa.
Yeah. So a lot of people just say no way. You're from Norway? No way. Yeah. Well, it's I've been working a lot, to try to sing in American because it's difficult because of course I speak another language, and right now I'm living in Norway, so my language is not as good as it should be because when I'm in Nashville and I talk to a lot of you guys and interviews and everything, it's getting better. But then I speak Norwegian a lot, and the American goes bad. So I'm struggling to find the words. They are up here somewhere. But
oh yeah. But speaking of, you said you've been over in Nashville and stuff. I think, or maybe. Well, I did a lot of research. I wanted to be prepared. So you want to tell us about how you got your start in country music?
Yes. I always been singing. I grew up in a church, and I literally grew up in a church. We actually lived in the church.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, my father was a minister, and so we were living in this church, and I was always singing and playing the guitar, but I never done anything with the music because I guess I didn't believe in myself that I was good enough. I think that's why but anyways, we went on a vacation to Nashville because I love country music, and to make a long story short, I was in a bar. We were supposed to go home. The plane canceled, so we had a few hours that we could spend, and we went to the bar called Legends Corner down at the Broadway. And I know there were the girl singing there. Her name is Kinsey Rose. She's from Nashville.
Oh yeah. Okay.
She knew me from before and asked if I wanted to sing a song, and I sang a song. And the thing is that in the audience there were in the bar. They were sitting there drinking, and that was a songwriter named Tony Olsen and a producer named Dave DeMay, and they were looking for somebody to play their songs. And when they heard me, they thought that I had a voice that they haven't heard before. That's what they say. Yeah. So when I was finished singing, I got a standing ovation, and I was blown away that somebody thought that my music was okay because I'm from Norway and I was in Nashville. So and I'm blown away of how good everybody's so talented. You know, in every bar you go into, it's like they're crazy good. You can't understand why they're not in a big stage somewhere.
Right.
And then so I was really surprised when they liked what I did.
Yeah.
And 6 months later, I was back in Nashville and recorded the songs that this Tony Olsen had written. So
nice.
It's kind of like a movie. Yeah, it was like fast. So.
Yeah, no, everything move like you said. Everything moves fast here. Yeah. So yeah,
destiny's a funny thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I tried to keep up with you guys. So.
I mean, it sounds like you're doing a good job. Like I literally heard. I'm gonna see if I can figure out how to like try and contact the radio stations around here and get your song like played on there, because I think it's a really good sound. I mean I listened to your like Room 208.
Yeah.
That one I played. Some of our other friends on our other podcasts aren't really big fans of country music, but I was like, I think you guys will actually like this one, and played it for them, and they seem to like it. So I think you're doing a good job.
Yeah, that like southern rocky sort of feel. Ooh.
Oh, that guitar lick at the end was so good. So
that
good.
Guitar lick is crazy good. Yeah, it's the same guy that plays on the Luke Combs. All the Luke Combs.
What?
Oh, nice.
It's crazy. And Brad Hill, my producer, he sent this lick to me when it was like just recorded in the studio. Mm-hmm. And I think I played it about 1,000 times. I love that guitar lick. It's so crazy, and it fits the song so good.
Oh,
yeah.
When I was singing, it was without the guitar lick. So when the guitar lick came on afterwards, I got chills.
Yeah,
I got chills listening to it. It was so good. I did.
Is this really me?
Yeah. No, I listened to. I actually went through and pulled up your Spotify and listened to all the songs you had on there. Just like to kind of see like the variety and the sound and thing. It was really good. I loved every single one of them. Actually, the latest one that you have up there was like, I saw the title. I was like, is this the one I think it was? And it was the Christmas song, "Labor of Love," which I had heard that one on one of Randy Travis's CDs, and I really love that song. Yeah, and I was like, oh my gosh, and it was such a good version of it. Like, so good.
Thank you so much. I wanted to write not write. I haven't written that one, but sing or do a different Christmas song. Because it's like the lyrics in that song is so strong.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, it changes your perspective on the whole thing. So it's my wife and my children, they love that song, so that's why I did it. I heard the Isaacs sang it on a concert.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. But we're here. I guess we're here to talk about your new upcoming song that's coming out this Friday as well. So I definitely want to talk about that before we forget to talk about it. But I don't think we can because it's so good. I have some like notes here. That it was produced. That Brad Hill. You mentioned Brad Hill. He produced this song. For the listeners, he's a Grammy Award winning producer. He's done works with. I have here. It says Jamie Floyd, Kai Zavala, Mama Deer, Annalise Emmerich, Tyrone Wells, Henningsons, I think I said that right, Sammy Arriaga, Josh Grayson, the Swan Brothers, Brett Young, and then Lucy Silvas for album Letters to Ghosts, Brothers Osborne on their self-titled album, and Pawn Shop, and Maren Morris for her album Hero, and the song Dear Hate that she did with Vince Gill.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
It is a pretty stacked
That's a pretty stacked resume there for your producer, and I gotta say, this is gonna be another notch in his belt, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so. And right now he's working with Cameron Marlowe. Have you heard about him?
I a little bit, yes. Yeah. I try and keep my ear to the ground, but it's kind of hard living here in Michigan and then just like trying to keep up what's going on like out in Nashville and out in California and all that, and up in like Toronto and everything.
Of course. But I think like Cameron Marlowe, he's the next big thing. He's got this crazy vocal, and I like good vocals, and he also has great lyrics, so you should check him out. But as you say, Brad Hill, he's doing an amazing job, and it's the thing is, because of the pandemic and everything, I have to record everything. Not everything, but the vocals I have to record at my own studio.
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
Yes, because Brad Hill, he's making everything finished in Nashville, and then he sent me the track, and I sing it in here, where you are right now, and he mixes into the mix after.
Well, it sounds really good, so I gotta say, you've got a really good studio setup.
It's a fun fact, because the studio ain't that good. I gotta have a good microphone, but the crazy thing is that the first song I did, I bought this, I don't know what it's called, on the when women dress out to go out, to have this not underwear, but this
the corset? No, not a corset.
On the legs, this.
Yeah, the leggings.
Yes.
Did you use that for pop filter, didn't you?
Yes.
I've done that before too when doing a podcast recording. I had to do do that one time. Yeah, before we got these mics. Yeah.
But the thing is, after a while, I was thinking I have to buy something professional, so I switched it to another one. But Brad Hill didn't know that, and he sent me a message and said, "Can you switch back to the old pop filter because it sounds much more better?"
Isn't it weird how that works?
It's so much better. So I don't know why it sounds better.
I mean, if it works.
Yeah, I know. It makes it sound great. No complaints here.
That's cool. So hopefully one day I can tell that to a big audience.
Oh yeah, like maybe out on like the opera stage or something.
I wish.
Yeah, I did. Were you able to go inside the Opry when you were in Nashville?
Yeah. Backstage, they give me the tour.
Oh yeah, the backstage tour. Yeah, I've only I went on vacation down there a few years ago, but I didn't really have the time to go and do the tour, so I got to see the outside, which I have a picture of me in front of that, and I got to see the gift shop. That was about it so far.
That's good. But on the outside you have the big guitar, right?
Yes, the big guitar.
Les Paul.
Oh yes.
Or something, yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, next time you have to go to the backstage tour.
I really want to do the backstage tour, and I also really want to see a show there. Like, that's like the dream right there.
Yeah, maybe that's a country podcast trip.
That's a podcast trip. Woo!
Absolutely. We weren't able to, like you said, didn't have time to see the concert at night. But the cool thing was that Rascal Flatts were supposed to play at night. So they have all the gear,
yeah. They already had their roadies. Yeah.
It's so cool. Oh my god, it's Rascal Flatts.
You're just like, I touched the guitar. But back to the song. You co-wrote it with Davis Branch, right? And then he's worked with it says here Jesse G, Ty March, Sleep Sleep Repeat, Nikita Skogan. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing any of these names wrong, everybody. Elena Jane, Stephanie Owens, Levi Weaver, Weatherby, Sean Stemley, Jordan Rao, and Ryan Robinette. So, like, how did that go about with you with this song, co-writing that with him?
I have written a lot of songs with Davis Branch, actually. I'm so lucky that I got to know him. I got a good friend of mine. Her name is Linda. She lives in Norway, but she's working with promoting country music artists. And she knows a lot of people in Nashville. So that's how I got to know him, through her, because she's a very good friend of mine. And David Branch also have written, I think it's 2 or 3 songs with Lucas.
Oh.
That is on his SoundCloud. Yeah, so he's a very good writer. But the thing is, I've been writing a lot of songs with him, but I also use him as he looking at my songs and correct them, so it's proper American. Because it's hard for me to do correct grammar.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he also always looking at my songs, and he add a few things that he thinks should be there. And that's what was the thing with this song. I wrote the whole song and then I sent it to him, and he added a few things that was cool and fixed the grammar on it.
Yeah. I think that's a really cool idea. I have in the past done a little bit of songwriting. Nothing ever came of anything, because that's like back in high school or whatever. But I totally get it's really cool having somebody to bounce stuff off of and collaborate with writing, because it just I think more often than not it helps enhance a song to like its full potential.
Yes.
A lot of the times. Yeah.
And I had to learn how to write with other people, because I'm used to sitting alone. So I had to learn to like co-write, because it's difficult. But now I learned that I can write down an idea, maybe one word or something, and then take it to another one, and you can add things that you never thought of.
Yeah.
Make this better.
But about like the song itself, like what inspired you to write this song? Like what is this about? What does it mean to you? Because I know what it means to me, but I want to hear like what does it mean? Where did this song come from?
The thing with this song is that it's special to me because it's written during an experience. If you know what I mean, it's not after something I've been what's it called? Been through, but it's in the middle of something. Because I'm actually driving my car. I'm also a roofer.
Oh, okay. Nice, yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's a good thing, because it's very hard for musicians.
Yes, especially right now with because a lot of your money comes from touring and stuff as a musician and all that. Yeah. And
it's nothing, everything is cancelled. But a good thing is that I'm also a roofer, so I have my other job. But I was driving my car, and I was in kind of financial problems. A lot of bills was stacking up, and emotional as well. And so I stopped the car at the side of the road. I went out of the car and I hit the hood of the car. I wish I did things in a different way when I was younger.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about a lot of things that in the pandemic, I think that's relatable for everybody. You start thinking a lot because you have so much extra time.
Yeah.
And you go back in your mind, and what I did was I wish I could turn back time and do that over again, or wish I didn't say that, or a lot of things that I would have changed if I could. So I was thinking about this in my car, and at the same time I actually didn't know what the pointers on the watch was called in American. I didn't know they were called hands of time. The hands. I didn't know that was something they called the pointers, if you know what I mean.
I wasn't even aware either. Yeah, no. Learn something new every day.
Yeah, So I was thinking hands. Oh my God, why are they calling it hands? And then all the lyrics I heard, hands of time, it suddenly makes sense because it's the pointers on the watch. And then I was thinking, what if time was a man I could talk to? Then I could talk to him about his hands. Turn those hands back, man. Help me. I want to go back, change things. So that's how the song came about. And the lyrics in the first verse is actually true life. It actually happened. I went out of the car, stopped the car at the road, went out of the car, hit the hood, and was screaming, "Help me! Do something!" It was in the middle of hard times. So that's cool, because I also recorded this song in this in the middle of this. So people say they can feel the song as much as they can hear the song.
Yes.
So I think I also managed to record the feeling that I had when I was in this situation. I went really deep right now.
Yeah. No, that's great. That's what I was here for. That's what I wanted from this.
Yeah.
Give me the juicy stuff. There you go. That was it. But yeah, no, it's definitely
it would be cool to hear what you think about the song, or you guys. What do you
it definitely for me it's definitely it had that sound. I have a whole playlist. I don't know what I call it now. I oftentimes call it country soul. And it's just a bunch of songs that I have that are just like, these are the ones that like it takes me back a lot. A lot of it's kind of a nostalgic thing. A lot of it is you know, the whole thing about wishes, like I wish, regrets and wishes, and like looking forward, thinking ahead, just basically just songs to make me feel. So like there's like one that reminds me about my grandpa who passed away a few years ago. There's ones that like make me like regrets about with women and stuff like that. But that's it was definitely the exact kind of song. I can't tell you how many times I've listened to the song since I opened up the email. It's too many to count, honestly. But what about you, Ray?
Makes me so happy. It's crazy to hear you say this. So thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Around the start of March is when we got hit with COVID, and it reminded me of a lot of the time that like I just got like laid off from my job, and I had a whole lot of time to just sit and think, and it reminded me of like all the time I had to just sit and think and regret some of the stuff that I didn't do, or that I did do that I should have done differently, and it kind of gave me more of like a nostalgic feel for things that should have been and could have been and whatnot.
Yes. And it's like there are a few songs, you know, that I like that you can just they can just be in the background, and it just, like takes you places.
Yes.
You don't need to hear the lyrics; you just got that feeling to it. And I think maybe this is one of those songs.
I'm thinking. Can confirm. This is definitely one of those songs.
I'm thinking that it's going to be one of my. I'm a FedEx driver now, and I think this is going to be one of the things that I have on my radio while I'm driving around delivering packages from now on.
Yeah, this is definitely. I just like to drive, and this is definitely one of those ones where it's like, all right, I'm gonna sing along with this while driving down some old back roads, basically. Because just for the heck of it.
I am so happy you like it, and a lot of people. I played it a few times live, and it seems like people can relate to it, because a lot of people are starting to the tears coming out, and they know they are dead quiet when the song is finished. They're like just sitting there. And I like that.
It gives you
feeling, but it's good to know that the song is relatable.
It's one of those songs that you just have to sit and digest after you hear it for the first time. It's heavy. There's a lot to it.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's beautiful. It's a beautiful song. And you mentioned you've played it live a few times, and I was also wondering, like, what do you have, like, I know right now with everything kind of being shut down, but are you looking ahead to, you have any sort of even beginnings of plans for any sort of touring or anything upcoming this year or next year?
I hope I will get to Nashville as soon as possible, because I do have a lot of jobs in Nashville, but in Norway it's like people are scared to do anything yet, because they think it's going to go to another lockdown. Because in the beginning, you know, everybody, like, it was starting to get better, and people were starting put things like festivals and everything again.
Yeah.
And just before the festival was about to go on, it was cancelled, and they lost a lot of money. So it's like everything is waiting for things to get better, and I don't think anything will be better before maybe November, December, maybe next year in Norway.
Yeah.
So I hope it will be the borders will open, and Biden says, "Welcome to the Europeans again."
Yeah. But and then I also saw in the press release that this is the third single after There I Was and Room 208 that's going to be on your upcoming album. How's that going? When should we expect an album?
Hopefully in November.
November? Ooh. That's soon. Ooh.
Yeah, it's too soon.
I'm not ready.
So I have another song coming out in about, I think it's about 1 month.
Nice.
I'm planning to release a song every month until November.
Yeah.
The song is called Six Pack.
Six Pack. Ooh.
Yeah, it's a love song for Six Pack.
Okay. Is it like is it more like There I Was, or it's kind of like that up tempo, like Cole Swindell kind of sound?
Yeah.
Okay.
More like that. It's
All right.
Like Nashville.
I was gonna say the title kind of was a giveaway. I was like, this is gonna be one of those like love song things you hear Old Dominion play or whatever. Yeah.
The lyrics are twisted because the lyrics goes that he's at work. He's a blue collar man, working a lot, and he's tired, and so the song is written like he's talking about the girl, because he's going to pick her up on her way home, and then people are thinking like, what are you saying? Because in the lyrics goes like, I put her on the counter and paid a few bucks. Are you doing that for a girl? And then it was like the end of the chorus is all started with this six pack. So it's actually a six pack he's singing about, not a girl.
That is amazing.
That's a good twist.
I really love that.
That's a good twist.
That's like Brad Paisley level twist, and I'm all for that. That's one of my favorite types of country songs.
Yeah, I agree. I love the twisting things in it. As you say, especially Brad Paisley knows that.
Yes. But I'm very excited. So November, do you have like a name for the album? Do we get any picked out? Or no?
You don't have to if you don't want to.
If you don't want to, you don't have to tell us.
He likes to egg people on. You don't have to tell him anything.
But I actually got a question.
Yes.
From an interviewer. He asked me what I would call my first like national big tour if I was going with, for example, Luke Combs or something like that. And I think I will call it There I Was, because it's like I was in Nashville, there I was, and now I'm on a tour, there I was. So I think the first tour, like big tour, will be called There I Was, and probably the album as well.
Oh,
that's a really good name. I really love that. I'm all for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah. Any speaking, you've mentioned a few artists and things. What are some of the what's some of the music you love to listen to that like maybe inspires you, or you just like in country music?
I like so much.
Don't we all?
Yeah, and I know everybody's this ongoing discussion on what is country music and what's not country music. But I feel like everything is country music.
I'm with you. He's not quite there, but I'm with you.
I'm getting there because
listen, there's just some stuff that I'm a little about, but I can appreciate a lot of it.
Yeah, me too. As even though I can feel sometimes like this ain't country music, but at the same time I like the music, even though I maybe would call it something else. Maybe
That's what subgenres are for.
Yeah. And but I really do like Luke Combs is one of my favorites. Morgan Wallen. Howdy. And you have and also like Sam Hunt and Kane Brown.
Yeah.
I like that, everything. So
everything. Yep.
Yeah, everything. Everything is cool, and also I listen to pop music and classic a little bit. So I listen to everything. But and also I have to mention like Travis Street. He came out now. He's always been my favorite, and my all-time favorite, I guess, have to be Keith Whitley.
Oh yes, Keith Whitley. We actually on the first. Do you remember that on the first episode we talked about Keith Whitley?
I think so.
Yeah, because it happened. We recorded it. It was the anniversary of something. I don't remember what it was. I don't know if it was a good anniversary, but it was the anniversary of something with Keith Whitley, and I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't notice that. But yeah, no, that's definitely one. I remember my dad playing some of his music, and I've really loved his music for a long time.
Me too.
So I totally get that.
Yeah, and in Norway, nobody knew who Keith Whitley was.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's
only heard about Johnny Cash.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, everybody's heard Johnny Cash, so
yeah.
But I mean, it's not a bad thing.
It's good.
Oh yeah.
So in Norway, it's like they don't know who Sam Hunt is. They don't know who Dustin Lynch. They never heard about him. So, but about 2 years ago, we got this new radio channel, country radio, and they're playing those songs. So we are getting there.
You're getting that. You're starting to get that exposure. That's really cool.
Yeah. So
I told you we're a little bit slower than you.
Yeah.
So country music isn't that big in Norway?
It's big, but it's kind of like pop music, and then it's country music. There's nothing that's the biggest. But at the same time, Norway is really small, and it's like Norway loves Alan Jackson.
Oh yeah.
I mean, no problem there. We love Alan Jackson too.
Yeah, it's great. And they also love Merle Haggard, but also on the radio they play Florida Georgia Line, but they just don't know that that's country. They think that's pop music, and also Luke.
Yeah.
And when they heard something like that, they think it's pop music. And so did I before I went to Nashville and the U.S. myself.
It's such a
Yeah, it's difficult.
Yeah, there's a big line between Combs and.
Well, it's just a big melting pot of genres, and I feel over time that genres have kind of really blended together and combined, mixed and mashed, and pulled different things from each other, and that's kind of what's kind of, like he said, blurring the lines between the different genres. So that makes sense why a lot of the stuff coming out now it's a lot more like homogenized than it used to be. I mean, there's some good, there's some bad with that happening. But
a lot of good, bad, a lot of experimentation and whatnot. No problem there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then sometimes the experimentation is like it is good for 2 months and then it's gone again. It was there, but then we finished. It feels like for me that the old classical country music is on its way back.
Oh yeah.
It's always it definitely comes and goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I really love I think it's something special when you listen to a traditional country album than a pop music album. It's like it feels like it's deeper than a pop country album. Because even though you can listen to a whole album and still 1 or 2 songs is like traditional country, and that's the songs I listen to.
Yeah.
Drive in the car or whatever,
Yeah. I definitely get that. I literally have all my CDs right there. Like I still buy CDs for all my favorite, and I have a ton of country music CDs.
He's not lying. He has like a
literally I have a whole stack, a half stack, and then everything else that doesn't fit's just on the floor, and that almost reaches the other thing, and a couple records on top. But I don't have a ton of records currently. That's something I need to look into. But a lot of
more my speed.
Yeah, they're more your speed, and he's got we've definitely sat around and listened through several older records over at his place and stuff like that. So I definitely get that. And then like my dad has a bunch of Alabama albums, and just I get the album experience, especially. And I think that comes down to the way that music is consumed by the general public. Because back in the 80s and things, there's radio, but there's no Spotify, there's no YouTube and things. So singles aren't as, if you're going to listen to a song, you're putting on the record and you're going through the whole album. You can't just find the one track you want. And that I think is really why there's the big difference in how albums are then versus now.
Absolutely, it's a big difference. I was talking to my kids the other day. I don't feel it's long since I had to go into my car, drive to the video store, and be there for 2 hours to find 2 videos, take them, and I had to watch those movies.
Yep.
Yeah. I had 2 of them,
the Blockbuster days.
I remember when I got the Travis Street, because I have to specially order them from the United States to get the Travis Street to Norway, because they didn't send his music here.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so when I got the package, with the DVDs, everything, he was listening to every single song, and then you find the songs you like, and then you listen again and again. And right now you can go to Spotify, just type a name, and you get millions of them. So if the song has to be really, really, really good if you want to keep listening to it, because you have so many. Yeah,
I mean I actually have a friend that argues with me about it, because he's like, I find new music every day, because da-da-da-da-da. But then there's me, I was like, I have these 500 albums, and I just have all of those I just use my music app and listen to the same stuff over and over and over. And I do look for new music from time to time, but I usually I'll hop on Spotify on occasion, or more often I'll go on YouTube and just look through my feed, or just kind of search new country music, new rock music, whatever. And so I totally get that. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's times changes, and you have to kind of adapt to it. But I always thought that like if you have the perfect song, that would be it. But at the same time, you have to also find the right people to push the song out there. and so it's a lot of politics, I think. And
Yes,
a lot of
it is.
people and networking and all that. So
That's I was going to school for that kind of stuff up until recently. Didn't really finish it. Wasn't what I wanted to do. I found I liked doing the podcasting more, and they were really focused on the music industry. And I learned it's definitely a lot of politics and networking involved in like the music industry, which is
you can imagine sitting in Norway trying to networking.
yeah. I mean, it's possible. It's just a lot more difficult.
Yes, but the thing is, if you go and look at the pandemic in a positive way, it helped me a little bit because everything was shut down. Also in Nashville, so when people was writing songs, they had to go on, this Skype and all of this internet.
Yeah.
So if I were in Nashville or I was in Norway, it didn't have anything to say because I could be in Norway and write with people.
Yeah.
Yep.
But right now it's really frustrating because now people want to meet again.
Yep.
And I'm still here in Norway watching the screen, So it will be good to get this pandemic out of the way so we can work again.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that day as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
But is there any questions you have? Anything else you wanted to mention here today on the interview?
I want to say thank you so much for having me.
No, it's our pleasure.
Yeah, no, thank you. Like, for real. Like, I've been so stoked about this and waiting
all week. All week.
I legit, before I went to bed, I was up super late. And before I went to bed this morning, I was like, all right, just like post about it and then share it on all my socials for all, like our D&D podcast. I was like, hey, we're interviewing somebody on our other podcast that half of you probably don't care about, but I'm sharing anyway because I'm so excited. And everybody, I shared it on my Facebook, and everyone there was like, what? And my mom, I told them a while ago, and she's like, you had to send me the link and tell me how to sign up so I can listen. I was like, you don't have to sign up for anything, Mom. You can just you can YouTube it and you'll be able to find. I'm going to send them the YouTube link because I'm going to put the video part up on YouTube, but I'm going to make an audio version for the regular podcast for where it normally goes.
Yeah, I told my wife, and she's like, "What? No, what?"
We've been incredibly excited, and I'm my next hurdle after this is gonna be, how do I get your song onto the stations around here? And because I don't really know a lot. I'm not great at networking. That's another reason I might have left that program I was in at school. Because I was like, networking, I mean, it's fine and I can do it. It's just, I don't know. There's a lot of issues, but I'm just trying to figure out now, how am I gonna, do I need to, I might need to call them. I'll probably bug their social medias. Like, hey, play this song. You won't regret it.
Also, and the only thing that haven't changed since like old days is the radio. You have to get the song.
Yeah. Well, that and streaming, because they definitely now they have the streaming charts and stuff there. So that's the big thing with that too. But yes, radio is still king for certain.
We'll make sure that when Friday starts rolling around, that we start harassing people around here to get you on the air.
Yeah, I'll have to harass them early though, because I'm gonna be out of town on Friday, up with like no connection. We have no cell reception where I'm going. We're going on a vacation. So I'm gonna have to be like the next couple days, like, hey, Friday, play this.
Yeah, you can buy this big megaphone, you can scream with it.
Yeah. On the way
out there on my FedEx truck, I just yell at them.
Driving up there, I'm just gonna stop off at all the stations. Hey, and give them the CD. Just burn the CD, give it to them. Play this, because they definitely still use CDs to play them. I'm sure. I actually have no idea. I couldn't tell you.
But I have to say, it's like, for me, it's really motivating and inspirational that you guys telling me that you like my songs, because I feel like it's a little bit different for me that's from Norway. Mm-hmm. If you hear that from Americans, from people like you that love country music, because I love country music, and to hear that people like you like it, it's amazing, and it gives me the motivation to keep going. Because one thing, I'm in Norway, another thing is I can't play any gigs. I don't get the feedback that I'm used to from the audience.
Yeah,
I'm just sitting here writing songs, and it's like nothing happens, it feels like forever. And then you guys telling me this is like, I love it. It's crazy. We should be talking every day, actually. It's great to listen to. Thank you so much. It means the world for me.
Yeah, no problem. Again, thank you. We really enjoyed having you on the show.
You're always welcome on here.
Absolutely,
Daniel, you're always welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. But,
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you every time I release a song, I'm going to write to you.
Hey, sure. We don't care. We ain't got nothing better to do. Hey everybody, this is RJ, Ash,
Ray,
Brandon, Harrison,
and Bronson.
We host a Dungeons & Dragons podcast called Realms and Nerds. Some highlights of our show include wreaking havoc in every town we visit,
Blowing up hot tubs.
killing off fan favorite characters,
High necromancers,
Inappropriate wedding etiquette.
and every now and then, actually good storytelling.
Join us in the realms of Pridea for fun fantasy adventures. You can find us on Podbean, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or just about wherever you get podcasts.
Podcast contains cussing and adult humor. Listener discretion advised.
There was one point where he mentioned the hands. I thought in this the motion. I thought he was talking about windshield wipers.
No.
And I said, oh, I didn't know that either. Like I definitely know. I definitely, yeah. I just that was like the one time that I think like I didn't quite understand him correctly. Everything else is like great. Like so I think he doesn't give himself enough credit with how.
No, I don't. I think that he's very down to earth, and
I know. Yeah. He's great. That was a blast.
Mm. You can definitely tell that he has a huge passion for country music, even in a place where it's so hard to obtain.
For sure. I wish the best for him. Like I really want to help this single to be successful, and like help his album later this year to be successful.
Oh,
I'm very excited. Like it's very good, and it is. Like, it's definitely unique, but at the same time, it also was familiar. Like, the sound was a very, like I said during the interview, it was a very familiar, kind of nostalgic feeling. I am very excited about the release of Time. It's, like, I can't, like, say enough, like, how good of a song it is. It's very much one of those songs. Absolutely. And if you guys haven't yet, check out his other songs on Spotify. Some really good ones. There's a couple of them that we mentioned earlier in the interview. There I Was in Room 208 that are on his upcoming album.
Yeah, Room 208 has that nice sort of country rock sound. Yeah. It's really good.
Yeah, and then There I Was is a very... It sounds like... You know, like something you think of when you think of today's country radio. Completely. It's a very upbeat song. But they has other tracks which aren't on there. I mentioned there was the song he did a cover of "Labor of Love" this past Christmas time, which is a beautiful cover of that country song or that Christmas song. And then there was one called "Fences," which is a really cool, talking about the grass on the other side of the fence, how it got to be so green or something. It was just a really neat kind of story song, and that's kind of one of my favorite types of songs. And then, let's see, he had another song called Name Came Up, 3 Sheets to the Wind. Yeah, if you guys want to check out, he's got several songs on his Spotify and on his YouTube that you definitely check out. If he's a great sound. It's both unique. It's kind of timeless as well, I'd say. So he's definitely got this unique sound, which I really love. But it also is reminiscent to me of a couple of other artists. One of them is he's done some recorded a couple country albums, but he's probably more known for being the lead singer of the Christian band Third Day, Mac Powell. And it also reminds me of the country artist Cody Johnson. So just it's a similar vocal quality, a little bit of like a weathered, raspy sound, but at the same time, and I mean this as 100% mean this as a compliment, and it's part of what makes it kind of unique. Is it's like I watched the video on how they made on them making the song and the music video back for the CMAs in 2016 for their anniversary of the song is called Forever Country, and it was like a mashup of Take Me Home Country Roads and I Will Always Love You and On the Road Again. And it was performed by most of the living artists that had won whatever award it was from the CMAs performing this song. One of the performers was Keith Urban, who, as you know, is from Australia, and they had them, I guess and I would love to actually like get a hold of, I've wanted to mention this before, but I'd love to get a hold of all of the recordings from each of the artists. Because I guess they had them record the whole song
Separately?
Like each one of them recorded the song, although I don't know if it was that song or just the part that they sang. Like some of them only sang like On the Road Again, and some of them only sang the I Will Always Love You part, and some of them all only sang like the Take Me Home Country Roads. But they definitely had them record at least sections of the song and then picked what line they sang in that song. And for Keith Urban, I remember this part stuck out to me from the video I watched on the behind the scenes, that the producer said, he's like, yeah, it was the way he says Shenandoah, because it's different than everybody else, and it was really cool and really stuck out to me. That's why in the song Keith Urban sings the words Shenandoah River is the part that he sings in the song. And it's like that for Daniel. He's got it's his Norwegian accent adds unique characteristics to some of the words that he says and stuff. And it's different than, you know, what you usually hear. And it's so interesting and I love it. And that's one of the like qualities I really love that is really unique about his sound. But at the same time, he's also got that familiar sound instrumentally on the track and then in the vocals. And it's definitely like a tearjerker. And like he mentioned, it's very much this is a song about regret and about reminiscing and, you know, just life. And I love it so much. But I just want to say some thank yous. Again, obviously, thank you again to Daniel for coming on the show and talking with us. It was a fantastic time. We had a blast.
Yeah, and we're looking forward to seeing how your career progresses.
Yeah, I'm serious when I say I'm probably gonna try and figure out how to bug the radio stations around here. So I'm definitely gonna be, I don't know how I'm gonna get a hold of them short of just bugging their social medias. But I not to the point of, you know, being
annoying. Super annoying.
Yeah, there's a limit, guys, but I definitely, and I mean, it's, I suggest, definitely, getting a hold of your radio stations and seeing about getting this song on there. I know that, I'm pretty sure the way that it happens is more so through, they have to get it from, the record label or what have you, but I definitely am gonna try and, get a hold of them and be like, hey, this song is very good, and I think will do really well on the radio and with listenership. I'm really excited. I really love this song. So just a reminder, if you do want to pre-save the song to your favorite streaming service, you can follow the link in the description below, and you can pre-save the song there on Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, and Tidal. So you can check it out when it comes out. And again, the song is going to be available on this Friday. So check it out for sure. It's Time by Daniel Borge. Very good song. Very powerful, emotional song. I mean, I feel like we've been saying the same things over and over, but I couldn't tell you how much I've listened to this song and am excited for this release. I'd also like to give some other shout outs, some thank yous. First, I'd like to thank my buddy Damien for helping me get all the stuff, the technical stuff figured out here for us to be able to record the interview. I was having some issues getting it all figured out and working, but in the end, we obviously got it. So just thanks for being available to help me out with that. I probably bugged him a few times in just the past few days alone about it. And then huge thank you to Rachel Hobbs at Aristo Media for reaching out to us, sending us an email about interviewing Daniel. Just thank you so much for the opportunity. That was really cool. Legit, I was opening my emails and I saw the email there and read through it. I was like, oh, that sounds nice. And then I played the song and I was like, okay, we got to talk to this guy.
Yeah, he sent it to me right after that. He's like, we're interviewing this guy. And I'm like, okay.
Well, I definitely asked him because it's not a decision on my own, but it was definitely like, I want to interview this guy because I really, really loved this song. But yeah, that is going to be it for us. Again, check out the song. If it's out already by the time you're listening to this, just go check it out. I'm sure it's on any streaming service or whatever. I'm sure you could buy it on Amazon or listen to it on YouTube or what have you. But don't forget to also follow Daniel on his social medias. There's going to be links to his social medias there over on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, as well as his website.
If you guys want to stick around after this podcast, we'll have a little nugget of the song for you to just sink your teeth into.
That is going to be it. Thank you guys so much for listening. And Ray, I do believe it's about time that we ride off into the sunset.
Time was a man you could talk to about his hands. I move those hands back.